Take me back to the origin story. How Rabitat came into existence. What was the idea behind?
So, there are a lot of ideas that people come and tell me that, you have a better story or not. But, me being the DNA of a pure entrepreneur, my story was very need-based. I need to do something that makes some dent in the consumer space. That was very clear. That was the only thing that was clear. And through that, I learned that during our entire journey, uh, we found out a critical set of data points that were pointing in one direction. And that was parenting was a need of the hour, and the way our parenting focus has turned from you know, parenting being parenting to turn into an assisted parenting. What an assisted parenting is not a naturally grown place, but being assisted by so many sources from publications, from media, from uh, groups, communities, not from only a mother in law or a mother telling a parent how to raise a child. A lot of new sources are coming in. Internet played a huge role on that. And then that led to a very good revelation that a very critical data point back in 2013-14, maybe around 15, I guess. Amazon.com used to ship to India, Amazon US. So there were, top three categories. Number one was books. Of course, not all books are available in India. Then people buy books. Technology products. Of course, not all technology product 10 years ago were available in India, and people were buying those. The last part was parenting products. And that was astonishing. They are available. Feeding bottles are available, right? And everything else was available, but people were still choosing to buy from states. And that was very astonishing to see. While we understood that it was 1% of 1% of India who could afford a 2000 rupee feeding bottle, and that too a 10-piece set of that. But why are they having to buy it is a question. That led to a revelation, and we started understanding this space a little better. Started our POC level research into it, and that led to an understanding that the wide category parents are not being addressed in India. The problem that parents understood, but they didn't understand it for themselves as adults, is that food safety is child safety. And food safety is not only the food, how they make it, but what containers they contain in, right? And how those containers and those materials are reacting with those food material over a longer period of time. And that was very important to parents. And then we understood why they don't trust the brands in India, right? There's a whole lot of material science behind it. We dug our nails and teeth into understanding what food contact products as a category is. In India, it's not widely done, but starting from Milton's and Cello's and incumbents to Philips Avent to Boni and everybody, a whole wide range, even cookware, even Zomato delivery packaging is a food contact product packaging, right? And has its own nuances to it. But we want to focus on consumer durable side of things, which contains everything that touches food. And we understood that even steel is not safe. And that's so important to understand. Not all steel is safe. Steel is just not steel. There is the food grade steel, there is industrial steel. 95% of Indian steel is industrial steel. That is leaching manganese, nickel into our food. So that's what we were solving for. And we realized that we need to master our material sciences. We got an understanding of that through different researches, and we have research even backed up today. We build capabilities then around it over the period, right? How to understand material science. We were not engineers. We had to bring in that engineering might into the company to understand how to do it. And even working with Chinese companies to start with, and then working with Indian companies to how to tell them how to do it. And that's been the entire journey. So, and that's how we found our niche as well, the parenting space. That is where it matters the most in the beginning.
So it is a complex segment as we see. So is it difficult to penetrate into the segment like from my mother's also कि steel अच्छा है steel में खिलाना है बच्चे को and as you said कि steel is not all healthy. So is it difficult to penetrate into the deeper segment?
Yeah, see, the whole food contact product category, I would say very difficult. I'll tell you what was feeding bottles and weaning and feeding, very difficult, very trust based, right? And there's a reason we didn't start off with that. And another difficult on the adult side where they don't care about safety as much as they care for. So we picked up first category of 2 to 6, then we expanded to 2 to 10. This is where we felt we could do justice, we could build trust, and with that expertise and affinity, we do that for a few years and then we build. So that's the trajectory we're moving in. The first 3 years, 4 years, we built the 2 to 10. Now we're going deeper and saying we're doing feeding and weaning this year, and we build on that. Then we move towards adult side of things.
So what is your current offering right now, portfolio, product portfolio?
So right now, our product portfolio starts from hydration, mostly, bottles and cups for kids from age group of 2 to 10. Then lunch boxes in these two categories, and we also have tableware now for young kids. Very well designed and very well thought through products. For example, all our lunch boxes had Indian context to it. What does an Indian context mean? Then someone may ask, right? Indian context is steel mein to de doge, food will touch the plastic anyways because the lid is plastic. So we solved for that. We solved medical grade silicon on all our lunch boxes on the top. So food never touches plastic. Now, when silicon comes, and you may have noticed, silicon over a period of time turns yellow, especially when given our food, right? Our food, we have turmeric in our food, very unique to India, right? So all our lids with silicon has yellow color, right? Go back to lids. When we do hydration, we know India is a different environment. Why India is a different environment? We have a lot of dust particles flowing in the air given our environment that it has been. So every sip that a child takes from a bottle has to have that silicon tip which attracts a lot of dust and sticks to it. And what does that happen? And children also keep touching it, when they're in school and when they're everything. What we solve for that is a simple theory that every hydration product that Rabitat makes, the lid will always be covered. The silicon spout will always be covered, never open to air. Right? So that's what we solve for. Then came another question which we have solved for this year, and very interesting. You will see in the coming quarter that kids had to, if they take, even India is very hot country. Even if we give them 600, 700 ml water, it is not enough, right? So what you solve for is they have to refill that in school, and school is maybe not that well filtered water. So we have made a straw that has a filter in it now, right? So the kid sips from it, it will filter one more, and that is a copper filter that even the top end home water filters work with.
So is it safe for children?
Yes, yes, and we are validating that through lab tests.
Okay. Acha, what is your current competitors, if you say, like Milton was primarily in this space for a longer time, and then Cello.
I don't see that as right now as a competition till we don't step into adult side. They've done great work on adult side. We found this entire 2 to 10 range was very empty. Incumbents or anybody didn't have too much range in and serving this 2 to 10, mostly served by gray market channels, very unorganized, very non-safe. That's how we picked it, right? So we don't have much bigger competition except to name a few startups that have cropped up since our success. And we see now that we are entering feeding and weaning, we see Philips Avent, Kiko, Dr. Brown. Those will be direct competition this year onwards. And as we step into adult side, yes, we'll be competing with Miltons and sellers of the world.
Is it a good time to be in competing with older things or older brands, and now competing with startup as well, a few startups?
Yeah, I don't see good time to competing with them. We are addressing a cultural shift when it comes to adult, right? A Milton model that you all or I have seen across the board is a very simple bottle that everybody has, and they are
mm,
Milton or Cero. It doesn't matter the brand.
mm,
Where Merlin builds itself and is through design of the product. The cultural shift that your bottle is not to be kept under the table or
mm,
inside your bag. It's right on your table. Your coffee mug is right on your table. We will address that in a cultural way. What Yeti, what Ovala, what other brands
mm,
globally have done. The cultural shift of hydration, carry my food. My lifestyle carries with me. It has to be led by design. So proven by safety, and
mm,
that's where the value we build. Our designs has a different language than what our competitors have. So
mm,
we're serving for a very different premium market who may have grown up, using the incumbents' products, but and they've seen their parents using it. Good enough a reason for them to have something new in their life. How long can they even continue to have it?
mm. You currently raised Series A funding, 40 crore rupees. So how are you planning to use that in the business and strengthening the products?
So the key deployment is, building our team strength, our engineering, our product strength.
Mm,
That would be one big area. Second is we have to spend a bit on brand and marketing that we've not done from the beginning. So that would be one big target for us. Those two areas. We have third level is our distribution.
mm,
So in the order product means our consumer is center of everything. That means the product has to be very strong, right? No brand or marketing would do any justice. Then brand and marketing that we never spent any money on. Now we will scale that marketing to a different level, and we'll continue to scale that. Third,
mm,
of course, our channels. Three different areas.
mm. You haven't done any marketing campaigns as of yet. So what are the plan? What are the plan? If you can describe a little.
We did our first marketing campaign in August, which was Raksha Bandhan, right?
Uh,
And Raksha Bandhan was Rabitat ke saath Rakhi, and which is a campaign which is super successful at the first POC level, where we spoke about Raksha Bandhan's bonds and how you don't relate to chocolates and toffees and money. You relate to the product that lasts and lasts and helps fellow siblings share those bonds with each other, and that's how Rabidat plays a role. That did superbly well for us. And so
mm,
from here on, we are building several properties. Raksha Bandhan is a good hit. We'll go ramp up on Christmas this year,
mm,
and because Christmas is a children's play, and
mm,
that's where it's their Diwali, right? We do adults Diwali, but Christmas is children's Diwali. We think that's going to be a great play. Then we'll also be scaling up big on back to school season that comes next year, starting from March to July next year across the country. So those are a few properties we will build on. Second, we will be actively looking to work with very high bandwidth influencers, as
mm,
well as uh, maybe to the tune of 300 to 400 micro parenting and non-parenting influencers, maybe food influencers and other stuff. That's where we would be focusing on as the first leg. Once we cross our benchmarks are led to about 300 200 crores benchmark, we would be scaling on much bigger platforms in terms
mm.
of marketing. Yeah.
Any festive campaigns, as there are a plethora of them right now.
Yeah, India is a land of festival. Like I said, Raksha Bandhan, we picked one. We think Christmas is going to be one. We did, we found a very beautiful jump on, Ashtami and all those places where children. Basically, what we realize is that anything that's a gifting opportunity, and parents or anybody gifting to children toys is not the go-to place because they don't
Mm,
know what toy would be accepted by a child, but something that we make, which is
mm,
good for their health, which is good for their lifestyle, and they want to have
mm,
a toyification angle to it, we play a very good role there.
mm. Good. All right. As per reports, Rabitat has secured 28 crore revenue in 2024. And so, what is the current marketing mix as of now from D2C to quick commerce?
So the channel mix, you mean?
Yes, channel mix.
So about 40% comes from our own D2C
Mm,
channel. Um, Another 40% would come from various marketplaces,
mm,
um, which includes QuickCom. I think QuickCom would be right now 7-8%, not more. We also started our offline channel where we have kiosk inside malls. That is
mm,
doing fabulously well. We have now 7-8 kiosks across Delhi and Bangalore,
mm,
and this is the one place we'll be scaling in the coming year. And in terms of our marketing spend, that's not a channel spend. We right now would have 20% of our spend would be on, of our entire revenue would be on marketing and branding spend today. And we would be looking to scale that to for the next 12 months to 25 to 30% maybe, and then taper
mm.
it, as the revenue grows. We want to rationalize it further.
All right. And what is your current retail footprint pan India?
We
As you
have
said,
about
Bangalore.
8 kiosks now across Delhi and Bangalore.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay. So,
we
are
are
you?
starting.
Yes,
We are
please.
starting 2 more this month, and then we'll be adding quarter on quarter another 5, 7, maybe 10.
What is your vision in growing this? Mm,
On the offline front, yes, I think we would have by end of 2028, which is a guidance that I can give for next 24 to 36 months, we would have more than 200 kiosks
mm,
across top and medium sized malls across the
mm.
country.
All right. Okay. Any new announcement, product announcement, probably you want to talk about?
Rajeshwari, like I said, we are working to send, keeping our customer in center. One big problem we are solving is the filtered water bottle,
Mm,
right? And that will be a copper filtered water bottle, same technology as our regular home filters do. Um, we are launching our feeding and weaning section. We would be taking away the problem that Philips 7 or all other plastic bottles right now have is microplastics, which we all are aware there have been several class action lawsuits across the world about feeding bottles and their microplastics to in babies, right?
mm,
So we have developed something um, which is not yet open to public, but a design that will solve a lot of problems, including colic, including bottle rejection, and taking away the plastics out of a child's
mm.
feeding bottle forever.
Where do you see the company in 5 to 10 years, maybe?
Additionally, we see ourselves doing. Oh, I can give a little bit of next 36 months. We'll cross 300, 350 crores is the target as our own personal target.
Mm,
We will 100% achieve that. We'll be crossing 100 crores this year as well.
mm.
So we'll be at a 4x growth this year, and then hopefully अगले 3 साल में we'll cross 300 crores only in the parenting space.
Great. All the best. Thank you for the insights.
Thank you
All
so
the
much, Rajesh,
best.
for taking out time for Rabitat. I really appreciate. I don't know. Um,